Okay, so the first exercises you'll need to complete are the running challenges. So there's going to be anaerobic and aerobic, which means that you're going to want to run really hard for a short distance for one and longer at a good pace for another. But I'm not going to demonstrate the running because that would be kind of hard to do with filming. So I'm going to go right to the squats and try to show you correct technique for that. So first of all, before you get ready for your fitness stuff, you should probably warm up. So you can jog in place for a bit, you can wave your hands, you can rotate your hands. All those are really good, especially if you're going to do handstands. You want to really work on getting your hands flexible and make sure your wrists are going to hold up for your handstands. Also shoulders. So I like to do this one where I'm going up and holding, and then my legs too, I like to stretch out a bit, but you can grab something if you want, you can hold or push up and hold. This is just to get yourself flexible and stretched out. So that's not necessarily proper technique, but leg swings are really good too. Alright, so after you stretched and warmed up a bit, which I already did beforehand a bit, we're going to go right to our squats. So a squat should look like, from the side, you don't want your knees to be over your toes, which I don't know if you can see that in the film, but you want to keep it straight, and you want to keep your hands in front of you, and then when you squat down, you don't want your knees to buckle in. So example of a bad one would be where I'm squatting down like this. Okay, that won't be good. So from the side, it would look like this. Okay, and you would want to try to get your femur, which is this bone, parallel to the ground. So hopefully it's about there and come back up. Now try to do as many as you can, so we'll see how many you can get. Okay. We're going to go on to reverse lunges. So it's important on this one to keep your knees from falling over your toes and from falling in. So we're going to start with standing upright, so you should stand like this. From the side it's going to look like this, and you're going to put one leg or another. I'm going to take my right one. We're going to put that back and get it right where it's underneath my waist and almost down to the ground, and then I'm going to do kind of a runner's move with my arms. Then you're going to come back up, and then you're going to go back down again. Okay? This is the part you want to watch, is your toes shouldn't be in front of your knees. You're going to keep everything kind of tight through here, and then come back up. Now, you're going to want to be able to do this on both sides. Okay, next up is your lateral lunges, or sometimes they're called side lunges. So you're going to want to stand with your feet together, and then you're going to move 2 shoulder widths apart. So you're going to move 1 shoulder width, 2. And then you're going to squat down, and you can put your hands in front of you to keep balance. And you're going to try to back your hips a bit and squat down right over this leg here. Now your goal is to get your femur parallel to the floor. So it looks like this. All the way down, and I actually can't do this one very good, so you guys are going to have to best me on this one. Good luck, and you need to do some on each side, so right leg and left leg. Squat jumps are next. So, as the name implies, you're going to start in a squat and stop in a squat. So, from the side, it would look like this. You get into your squat position, femur parallel with the floor again, and then you would put your hands beside you, and you're going to jump up and try to get your body stretched out as you go, toes pointed, hands pointed and stretched. And because I have the ceiling that I have here, I'm going to actually be folding my hands as I go up because in practice I waxed my hand on the ceiling. But for you guys, stretch up. So ready? So when you jump up, you're going to jump up, point your toes. When you're landing, you're going to land on your balls of your feet down to your heels and spring down into your squat. So you're going to start in a squat, end in a squat. Oops, I just jumped on the cat's paw. Sorry, Timmy. Alright, so try that best you can. The wall sit is next. So for this move, you're going to get into kind of a squat position again. Believe me, this is going to you're going to be feeling this. Okay? It's going to be sore. So we're going to get along the wall here, and you want your legs about a hip width apart. You want your femur to be straight on the floor again, but hey, at least it feels like sitting for your back. Your legs are probably killing you. So once you get into that position, you're going to want to have someone time it for you, because this is a timed rather than repetition-based one. So I got my little timer here that I'll use for mine, but if you want, you can grab a sibling, give them a bowl of Lucky Charms, because I would do anything for Lucky Charms, and ask them to time it either on their watch, their phone, or if they got one of these cool things, or the kitchen clock. So go for it. Try to hold it as long as you can, and don't give in to the soreness. Okay, to do your forward plank, you're going to want to use your elbows and push from your elbows through your body to your toes to create tension. So you're going to have your elbows on the ground, hands on the ground, toes on the ground. Nothing else to touch. So you're going to have your hands about shoulder width apart, your hands flat, your elbows on the ground, shoulder width apart, and you're going to push from your elbows to your toes and back. You're going to keep your body as vertical as you can and head vertical. Okay? And try to tuck through your hips a little bit too. So two common things to do wrong here is to go up where your body is just kind of caving in, you're not really using any of your tension, or to swing down and put your head out where the rest of your body gets closer to the ground. So try your best to maintain straightness through your body. So something like this, hopefully. So the reverse plank is next. Just like the name implies, it's basically your front plank that we just did, but in the reverse direction. So you're going to have your feet together and pointed, and your hands pointed towards your toes. Okay? And then you're going to want to lift with your hips. Now, one thing that's important to remember is this is kind of like a vaulting move that we're practicing, which is your rear waist clicks. So it's going to, you're going to be fighting your hips if you try to keep your head forward. So go ahead and make sure that head is back so you can get a nice open chest, open your shoulders up, and push from your hips so that it's straight in line. Everything should be really straight. Okay, there we go, just like that. Now you're going to want to hold this one too. Okay. Quick thing I forgot to mention, with your reverse planks, that's for everyone 8 and up. So munchkins, 7 and under, you guys are going to do a tabletop rather than a reverse plank. Your tabletop is going to look kind of like this, okay? So instead of having your legs out straight and raising, you're going to do this modified one. Oops, I think I have my hands backwards. Alright, our 9th exercise is a side plank. So you're going to want to do this to the right and to the left. I'll only demonstrate one side. But remember, you're going to do this to the right and left. So you're going to get on your side, and you're going to try to keep your body from rotating or twisting. So it's going to look like this, keeping everything pointed, and you're going to have your shoulder or your arm right underneath your shoulder, and you're going to hold that one. So, kind of like this.